Today we are going to discuss about how to rename the columns. Why it is required. First of all, why we need to rename the columns. Renaming the columns may be rename with another names, or else if there is any kind of spaces involved for the column names. As you can see here, first name had the space, last name have the space, and the job title have the space. It is essential to rename those kind of columns. Why? Because whenever you are trying to create a delta table, okay, the column names with the spaces are not supported. That is the reason why we need to rename the columns. Okay, let's imagine a data frame have the 10 columns or 8 columns. So with column renamed method is there. With the help of that, we can do that one. That's fine. But there is also some sort of code redundancy would be there. Okay, like 8 times we need to use the with column renamed. That's good. Okay, for the small data frame, that's fine, absolutely fine, no problem at all. If a data frame consists of 10 to 15 columns, 20 columns, then we need to make some sort of dynamic kind of things. Okay, that's what we are going to look into it. So in this playlist, we also added one more video over there with renaming the columns with selected names. Okay, there are couple of columns. We need to rename only those columns. This video is different from that video. Okay, here we are going to see the another concept. Okay, so this is my data frame having the data of first name, last name, email, gender, and job title. So let's try to create a delta table. Okay, so we know that df dot write dot format as delta. Just a minute. Write dot format delta dot mode. I am returning as a override. Okay, I'm saving as a table. Save as table. Let's say table with spaces. Okay, let me run this. So it is saying what it is saying, and else we got some error. Okay, there are some kind of characters present in your column names. Okay, so that means this error represents column names with the spaces are not supported in the delta format. So that's why we need to do some sort of renaming concept. Okay, here what actually I'm going to do means, so we have the first name, right? First name. I'm going to try to convert this as first underscore name. Last name is also there. Last name. I'm changing to this format. Okay, space has been replaced by the underscore. Job title. Okay, this is what I am aiming for. So let's do that one. So what we need to do, we need to check each and every columns in a data frame. Okay, to check each and every column in a data frame, we need to use the list comprehension kind of code. Let's say I'm going to use the new column names. Let's say call dot replace. I'm going to replace the space, replacing the space with the underscore. Okay, per call in df dot columns. Run this one. Let's try to print that one. New columns. See, as you can see, whatever the columns having spaces, those are going to be replaced by the underscore. Now, perfect. Now, let's try to retrieve the old columns. Okay, just wait a moment. Yeah. So let's say how we can retrieve the old columns, or else like original. Okay, original is fine. df dot columns. From this, we can get the original ones, right? Print original. Now these are two lists. Okay, original is one list and new column is another list. We are going to use the zip method in a Python so that the output would be a list of tuples. Okay, the output would come not a list of tuples. The output will come as a tuple form. Let me show you. Like result equal to zip of original comma new call print result. Sorry. So it's a spelling mistake over there. Okay, this is the object giving as output. That means a list. So when you try to iterate over the object for I in result, print I. As you can see, we got the tuples. Old one, new one. Old value, new value. Why I'm doing all this stuff? Because we have a with column renamed method is there. So here we need to pass old value, comma, new value. This is what I am trying to do. So let's take the another command, sorry, another line and try to iterate over there. I mean, try to another for loop to get the old value and the new value. Okay. Same like that above for I in result. Now we'll try to write another for loop to get the old value separate and new value separate. Okay. For old name, comma, new name in result. Okay. I define the result. Let's say df equal to df dot. We have a function with the column renamed. Okay. Here we need to pass the old name, comma, new name. Right. Then df dot show writing outside the for loop. Let me print some statement. Let's try to print the new ones. New name. This is not iterated properly. Let me recheck once. In result, okay, with column renamed spelling was correct only, right? Yeah. So let's do one thing. Use the GP here. Zip of original or df dot columns, comma, new column names. See, the word old columns has been lost space name and a new one has been replaced with the underscore. Okay. So like this, we are going to rename the columns. Okay. Why we need to rename the columns? Because whenever you try to create a delta table, okay, then the column name with the spaces is not allowed in the delta table. That's why we need to rename the columns. There are n number of methods out there. Either you can replace with the underscore or any kind of stuff. But I preferably going with the underscore. So now this data frame has been completely free of spaces. No column names, does not have any kind of spaces. Let's try to create a delta table. So it's creating table, it's taking some time. Yes, let's run the query. Run the table. So let's start from table with spaces. So as you can see, this is the delta table where the column name having the spaces that has been replaced with the underscore. So this is what we discussed so far. That's it for this video. Okay. So what we did so far, there are a column names, just a wrapper. There are a column names with the spaces. Whenever the column name with the spaces, it is not going to be created delta table. That's why we are going to replace the space, whatever the columns have in the space, with the underscore. Okay. For each and every column I need to go. That's why I use the for loops. Okay. That's it from video. And we are trying to upload the new videos will come with the new scenarios. Thank you.